Just over here trying to enjoy my motherfucking evening. The hell is going on out here? What in the hell are you doing? Nothing. You don't need to worry about what I'm doing. Good evening, and welcome to another edition of It's Saturday Night. Do you know where your love is at? With your host, The Stroke. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Good evening, babies, and welcome once again to another edition of It's Saturday Night. Do you know where your love is at? I, of course, am your number one bona fide sexy sumbitch of a host. Let me turn this down so y'all can hear my wonderful voice just a little bit clearer. Because, babies, you know how much I like to reach in and put that tongue and that octave and that vocal cord all upon you. Caress your ears. Great as ever. The drink, as well as your host. Come here, give me your undivided attention, your ears, your time, babies. Had a good old friend at the Palace this weekend. Mr. George Renfro, he done came through and he told me a fucking story. Now, I ain't gonna get into the depth of this story because the story could be incriminated for Mr. George Renfro, so we're gonna leave that alone. But it did get me to thinking. Got me to thinking about instincts and trusting your gut. You know, especially when you're in a situation where something don't feel right, something feel off, something feels like, discomforting. It got me thinking about two specific situations that happened to your boy the Stroker that stand out in mine and Delilah's fortress vault of a memory. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now about the first one. First one happened somewhere outside of Cookeville, Tennessee. Yeah, the Stroke had been rolling hard, rolling fast with a bunch of friends, and we needed a place to stay. It was late at night. And we found this spot. It was right off the wall, or like right off the main strip. I think it was 70. I think it was right off of 70, I-70. And I tell you what, place was cheap, dimly lit, barely functioning, and that should have been a key indicator. But we thought, hell, we just need a place to lay our head for the night so we can get back on the road bright and early, which is like noon for us. Truth be told. And get moving on to the next gig. This was back in the circuit days. Let's just say that. So, Stroker just happened to be out there on that balcony, puffing away on one of these coffin nails. As I do, as you've seen me do. And lo and behold, it's one of them hotels that was kind of set up like an L, right? Now, if you look at my hand, I know it's a beautiful hand, but if you look at my hand, right about there was where my room was. Now, right about here is the room of focus. I happen to be sitting out there leaning across that balcony bar, just puffing away, thinking about life, thinking about what the next day was going to hold. And I know, I wear my peepers, my Strokeleys, but damned if it don't give me sight, babies. I done looked across the way and I saw that door on that room open up just a little bit, enough. And I guess it was illuminated by the damn staticky TV inside their room. But I could see a face. It was checking me out. And I was like, what the hell's that? Hell no. We can't be doing that shit. No. I was like, all right now. This ain't right. Something don't feel right. And I looked off to the other side. There was a parking lot. And I saw some ne'er-do-wells, some riffraff. You know, riffraff sometimes my kind of people. But these riffraffs, they had the spooky eyes. You know, Manson lamps. And I could see it from a mile away. So I said, hell no. And I walked in and I talked to Jimmy. And I talked to Curtis. And I said, Curtis, grab your shit. We got to go. And they were like, man, relax. We're going to be all right. And I'm like, no, hell no. This don't feel right. And it didn't. So I coerced them. I talked them into it. And we got back in the car. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as we started that engine and the headlights went up, we were almost damn near surrounded by a whole bunch of spooky, owl-eyed looking sumbitches. Looked like they ain't slept in about 4 months. They put their hands on their hood, and sure enough, soon as that hand hit my hood, BAM! We was hitting the reverse, and we was gone. And we cruised on down the road. Had trouble finding another room that night because it was so late. But the next time we drove through, they were having a biker convention. No rooms available, but we did find an oasis, and that was good. The story ended well. Turns out 2 days later, I got an alert on my phone because something told me to keep an eye on Cooksville, Tennessee. Turns out there was 2 murders in that motel that night. Just makes me wonder if me, Jimmy, and Curtis might have been murders 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know. Hell, next story I'm going to tell y'all, and babies, believe me, I know I'm running through this fast. I don't really have a whole lot of stuff to talk about tonight other than trusting your guts, trusting your instincts. Next story, I was flying solo on this one, coming down from Gainesville, having to make it to St. Petersburg, Florida we're talking about, and the bus I was on, and I hate traveling buses because you never know what's going to happen on the damn bus. People just weird in transit. They are. Anyways, we ended up getting stranded. Bus blew up. Not blew up like wow, but something happened with the engine. We had to pull over, and we just happened to be in Clearwater. You know, babies. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Clearwater, Florida. I got familiar with it after the fact, but I do know. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Got off that bus and I said, hot damn, I'm going to go try and find my way another way to St. Petersburg. There ain't no car rental there. So I started walking around looking for something. St. Petersburg ain't too damn far from there, so I figured maybe I could get myself a taxi or something. Well, babies, no sooner did I step foot on that asphalt than I felt this feeling of being watched. And I kept peeping over my shoulders, left and right. And Delilah, she was just tingling with a nervousness, I guess you could call it. And babies, sure enough, every shop window I looked in, every shoulder I looked over, there they were. It's like a whole bunch of people following me around, and they was wearing vests. They had cameras out, and they was looking at me like they ain't never seen nothing like the stroke, which I can't blame them. Can't blame them at all. I am one of a kind, that's for damn sure. But babies, I ended up walking damn near out of Clearwater completely before I found a ride. I got my ride to St. Petersburg, made my appointment. Let's call it that. Made my appointment. Oh, give me a second. Sorry about that. Thought I heard a noise. Maybe it's the, what I'm talking about right now got me feeling a little spooky. It happens. Damn sure it does. To each and every single one of us, even the best of us. Trust me on that. So babies, in both of those times, those instances, I felt something deep in my gut that said something ain't right. Something ain't right. Got to get moving. And I hope that you guys understand exactly where I'm coming from. This applies in numerous things, not just the arena of love, Because, something don't feel right in the arena of love. You got to do something about it. You got to make a move. You got to decide what's right, what's wrong for you. And it applies to a lot of other things. In these two situations, pardon me, it applied, hairball, to my concern for my well-being. Now, I can't tell you anything bad happened to Clearwater. I don't know, but I do know what Clearwater is now. I did my research, and I'm going to stay the fuck away from Clearwater. That's a good thing. Babies, I guess kind of what I'm getting at here is if you're ever worried or you're ever concerned or there's a loud booming in your lower gut and your spidey senses are just tingling off the charts, don't ignore it. Please don't ever ignore it. Please do actually do something about it. Move around. Get out that situation because you never know. Could be you on the headline news. Only difference is you won't be able to read that headline. It's a scary world out there, babies. Scary indeed. So I implore each and every single one of y'all that are watching right now, all 34 of you, if there is even 34 watching, please do. Trust your instincts. Trust your gut. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to steer you wrong. It's going to steer you right. Oh, well, babies. I apologize. This is not a more complete and put together and succinct episode, but it's an episode nonetheless. Here you go. Served from me to you with maximum thrust. Babies, thank y'all for joining for another edition of It's Saturday Night. Do you know where your love is at? I, of course, have been your #1 bona fide sexy sumbitch of a host. I will catch you babies on the flip side. Oh yeah, baby. Struggle.